Hey, good morning, fifth graders. Happy Tuesday. We're back at math today. We are going to be doing lesson 6.12, which is dividing by decimals. Similar to our last one, however, the focus that's going to be a little bit different is going to be your divisor will have a decimal number. I'd like to start off with the typical awesome jokes that I've been having. First one for the day is, how do mathematicians plow their fields? Any guesses? With a protractor. Protractor. Yeah, there should be another one coming later this week. Hopefully it'll be just as good. Anyway, during today's lesson, it might be a good idea to have a scrap piece of paper out and take some notes, maybe write down some of the stuff and try some of the stuff with me. The nice thing about this whole videotaping is you can always pause me, unlike in the actual classroom. So you guys can slow me down and actually say stop and write down whatever you need to write. So I would like you to take some notes today. I think that would be helpful. We're going to start with this math message. It says, use a calculator to solve these problems. Record a number sentence for each problem. So just take a second, pause it for a second, and do 0.2 divided by 0.01, then do 2 divided by 0.1, and so on. You can stop it if you need. All right, so my guess is if you did that on a calculator, you found out that every single one of those problems equals the same thing, which is 20. The one that looks the easiest is this 20 divided by 1. So really, this is the concept that our lesson is all about. If you look at our first problem, this 0.2 divided by 0.01, this is the number that's doing the dividing, therefore it's our divisor. So if you notice this, if all we're doing to get from this first problem to the second problem is we took our decimal, we moved it over one place, now we have 2, okay? And then we took this and did the same thing, treated it the same, we moved it over one place, and now we have 0.1, okay? So as long as you move the decimal one place here, and move the decimal place one place here, that's going to be equivalent to this. Okay? Now, how do we get from this to 20 divided by 1? Again, the same thing. On the number 2, we're going to move the decimal over one place and move this decimal over one place. If we treat them the same, it's going to be equivalent. Remember, if you move it over, we're going to fill that gap with a 0, which makes it 20. And if we move it over here, our number is now 1. Same thing. We're going to move it over one more here. You move it at 1 over here. And now we have 200 divided by 10. Again, the answer would be 20. And again, we're going to move it over one place here and move it over one place here. And that would give us 2,000 divided by 100, which again, the answer would be 20. So the reason they started with this is because when we do long division, where you have a decimal number being divided by another decimal number, our goal is we always are going to make the divisor a whole number. And in order to do that, that's going to affect the number that's in our dividend as well. And I will show some examples. But first, I want to talk to you about the steps. Macy, just really, really proud of you. Annika, I see you doing the same thing. Oh, Noah, great job. I see you guys are all taking great, wonderful notes. Keep up the great work. Definitely want you guys to be taking some notes and writing this stuff down. If you aren't taking notes right now, maybe you could start, okay? First thing, you're going to rewrite the problem. So the divisor has a whole number, and I'll show you what that means in a second in some of our examples. Then you're going to write an equivalent problem. just like here, we had a bunch of different problems, but all of these things were equivalent, meaning that they all would get the same answer. They just look different. Once we have that equivalent problem, we're going to make an estimate to help us know what our answer should be around, and that will later help us place the decimal if there is a decimal needed to place. And then last thing, we're going to solve like we would solve a normal division or long division problem and place that decimal using the estimate that we made in step 3. All right, so again, keep taking notes. Jordan, love to see you working hard over there. And you even got a smile while taking the notes. Thanks, Jordan. All right, so first one, we have 7.2 divided by 0.6. So again, guys, when you see problems like this, sometimes people get mixed up and they're wondering what number goes in the house, or what number's the dividend, what number's the divisor is actually doing the dividing. But if you say it out loud, you can actually hear it. 7.2 divided by what? 0.6. So 0.6 is doing the dividing. So that means that 7.2 is the number that's going in the house, and 0.6 is the number that's actually doing the dividing. Okay, so the problem that we have right now is that our divisor, this thing right here, is not a whole number. Okay, we got to get it to be a whole number. And if I look at this, our whole number that we're going to make it is going to be 6. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to show, to make this thing a 6, we're going to move it one place to the right. Do you guys remember when you move it one place to the right, all that's doing is we're timesing 0.6 by 10. Oops, I wrote 110 by 10. And if we do it here to come up with an equivalent problem, we also have to times this by 10 and move it here, okay? You don't have to, when we do work later on, show that we're timesing this by 10 and show we're timesing this by 10. You might just show, hey, we moved the decimal one place here to make it a whole number. Therefore, I got to move this one place over here. So I'm going to rewrite this problem as an equivalent problem, okay? So I'm still going to have this in the house, but it's no longer 7.2, it's 72. And this one is no longer 0.6, it's 6. You don't need to put that 0 over there. That's kind of pointless. It makes it look funny, okay? Now it looks a lot easier. So when we get an answer for this, we aren't going to have to do anything. It's going to be the same answer that we would have had over here. All we did is we changed 0.6 to 7.2 and made an equal or equivalent problem of 72 divided by 6. That's it. So when we get an answer, that is it. We don't have to do anything else other than maybe check it with our estimate, which I realize we have not done yet. So we're going to make an estimate. I don't know, 72 is close to 70. So I'm going to do my estimate, I guess, over here. 70 divided by, well, 6 is a good number, but I don't know what 70 divided by 6 is. So I'm going to make this close to 6, but I'm just going to make it 7. It's going to be a whole lot easier. 70 divided by 7 equals 10. So if we do this problem right, our answer should be close to our estimate answer of 10. All right, let's start. Remember, guys, our divide, multiply, subtract, bring it on down and bring it on back. All right, so divide. We're going to divide 7 by 6. 6 fits into 7 one time. 6 times 1 is 6. Subtract 7 minus 6 is 1. Bring it on down, and we have 12. Okay, so now we got to bring it on back. We're dividing 12 by 6. 6 will fit in there 2 times. 6 times 2 is 12. 12 minus 12 is 0. And we have no remainder, which makes it nice. So our answer is 12. 12 is close to 10. If you were to get out a calculator and try it and say 7.2 divided by 0.6, you get the same answer as 12. 0.6 fits into 7.2 exactly 12 times. So our answer for that first one is 12. Abby, you're doing a great job taking notes. Keep it up, all right? All right, we're going to try one more together for the end of this lesson. And hopefully today I will remember to do the shout out so I don't have to do a separate video. All right, so this one we have 44 divided by 0.5. You can hear what number is getting divided. You can hear what number is doing the dividing. So in this case, 44 divided by 0.5. 0.5 is doing the dividing. So 44 is the dividend that goes in the house, and 0.5 is our divisor. First problem I see is our divisor is not a whole number, so we got to make it a whole number. Remember, if you multiply this by 10 and multiply this by 10 and treat them the same, we will have an equivalent problem. Okay, so that's what we're going to do. We're going to move this decimal one place. Remember, I said that's just by moving it one place to the right, that's timesing it by 10. You don't have to write that down, but that's what's happening. On 44, our decimal's here. It's a whole number. Hey, if we divide by 10 here, you got to divide by 10 over here, so you move that over there. Okay, well, we got to fill that gap with a 0. So no longer is it 44, it's 440. Okay, so I am going to write our equivalent problem down here. Okay, so in the house, we have 440, and we're dividing that by 5. So that's what we're going to solve. Before we do that, though, it's a good idea to make an estimate. That's really nice and easy. Let's see, we could make 440. I like to make it super simple, so let's make it either 400 or 500. You know what? I'm just going to make it 400. I'm going to round down. I'm going to say 400. And I'm going to make that 5 into a 4. I think that'll be easier. Divided by 4 equals, I don't know, we'll say 100. So this is our estimate answer. It'll be close, somewhere in the ballpark of 100. Might be a little bit off, but close enough. So after we have that, we can do it. First thing is divide. We can't fit 5 into 4, so we're going to have to put it into 44. I know that 5 times 8 is 40. And if I do 5 times 9, that would be 45. That would be too much. So I'm going to stick with 8. That equals 40. We're going to subtract. We get 4. Bring it on down. We get 40. 40 divided by 5, again, is 8. Okay, so 5 times 8 is 40. Subtract. I'm left with 0. And I'm done because there's nothing left to bring down. So our answer for that problem is 88, which, if I compare it to my estimate answer of 100, it's only 12 off, so definitely close enough. So even if we were to just do 44 divided by 0.5, we'd still get 88 over here. You could check it on a calculator, and it makes sense. You could get, remember, 0.5 is equal to a half. You could get 88 halves into 44. So that is really what you guys are going to be practicing today in your lesson. Again, if you guys have questions during the lesson, write them down so that when you visit me in our math office hours, you'll remember what it is that you wanted to talk to me about. But again, I hope you're taking notes while we're doing this, and it's okay to watch this video a second time to see if that will give you more understanding. I believe the page that you guys are going to be working on today is page 227. And then I'm also going to have you practice some of the problems in page 228. So, shout outs, ready for them. Start with my homeroom today. I'd like to shout out to Michaela Horling and Caden Patterson. Hope you guys are doing well, working hard at home, staying as positive as can be. Thank you for your hard work and dedication. Miss you guys, miss your smiles. From Mrs. Howard's class, I'd like to do a shout out to Gilbert and Caitlin. Miss your hard work that you guys bring to class every day, but I know you guys are doing it at home. Miss seeing you guys. And from Mrs. Hook's class, I'd like to do a shout out to Conlin and Sophia. I know you guys are working hard and have been doing some communication with you guys at home as well. Keep it up. Remember to keep asking questions and writing those things down as they come. Miss you guys greatly. Hope your Tuesday is going well. I'll see you guys again on Thursday. Have a good day.